beautiful.
Over here on the right side, you have this tiny little island over here on the right hand side. That tiny island, guys, is gonna have the big tree in the corner of it. That big tree is a cypress tree. And the tree makes up the entire little island with its roots.
Oh yeah, it is.
Now, it's one up all by itself right there. That's considered a good luck island. So much so there's a lot of proposals out there every year. Also, a lot of waves that can take place on that island. It's been nicknamed Beverage Island. All right, now, guys, we're passing the Butter Street Bridge right now. Now, this street bridge, what used to sit here before was this old mill. It was built back in the 1800s. It was really popular to go to. It was really easy to get there. All you have to do is walk your stagecoach or your horse from one side of the river to the other. Very easy to go over to the other side. Technically, it still is now. It is about 3 or 4 feet deep now. And it is a $500 fine if you jump right into the river. So keep that in mind if you decide to take a dip in here. Now take a look in front of the boat. You're going to have the red building with the green roof on top. If you guys get in trouble, you're more than likely going to end up in that building, the Bexar County Courthouse. Opened up in 1896. That is the oldest active courthouse we have here in the state of Texas. Pass up the little street bridge here. I'm trying to get a little spot of shade because I want to show you something pretty cool, but the sun would have been in our faces if I did. I want you to take a look here to the right behind the boat. Actually, take a look right here behind the boat. You'll be looking at the big building with the American flag waving up all the way to the top. If you look all the way up there, guys, you're going to see the gargoyles hanging out the corners of the building. They're about 5 feet long, hanging out the corners. This building, guys, is the Tower Life building. The Tower Life building is a neo-Gothic style architect, all French inspired. Its octagonal shape distinguishes it from any other high-rise in America. Now the building did open up as the Tower Life Insurance building. The Tower Life Insurance building, it was like that until the 1930s when the Great Depression had already hit. The guys who owned the building sold the building off to the city of San Antonio. So now San Antonio does own the building, and they have offices there today for lawyers and architects. Those are the kind of offices that occupy that building now. So now, guys, we did exit the natural flow of the river. All the water now is going to start flowing south of us for about 138 miles into the Guadalupe River. Another 10 miles it goes right into the Gulf of Mexico. The part of the river that we're in right now, guys, is man-made. This is called the Flood Bypass Channel. This bypass channel, guys, was added here after the flood of 1921. In 1921, San Antonio had a disastrous flood. About 50 people died. There was millions of dollars in damage. Pretty much any home and business on the river got completely wiped out. San Antonio and the Army Corps of Engineers got together and responsible for it and decided to add the bypass channel here. What it does, it helps send the water south of us and keeps everything out of the downtown area, out of the natural part of the river. Also, we have floodgates north and south of this river that we open and lower to make sure all the water stays contained inside this river and away from the streets of San Antonio. We haven't had a bad flood downtown since the 1920s. And unfortunately for a place like Houston and Austin, that's why they go to the floods like the way they do, because they don't have anything to help control the water. Now another 4 miles north of the river is going to be the beginning of the Riverwalk down at the campus of Ricardo Ward University. Right behind that would be the Edwards Aquifer, which is San Antonio's source of drinking water. Earlier we did exit through Floodgate 4. I mentioned how Floodgate 4 has a big door underwater and a roof like a tuggy. So right now we're entering floodgate 3. Now floodgate 3, guys, works a little differently. Instead of the door being underwater, the doors would be right above our heads. So I'm going to pass through this archway here. As I pass the archway, you can look right above our heads right here. You're going to see the bottom part of the door right above us. It comes straight down from above. The door, guys, weighs 3 tons. It takes 15 minutes for that entire door to come down. The last time I had to use that floodgate was about 4 years ago. We had some extreme weather conditions where we were forced to use the floodgate. And we only use floodgate 3 and 4 in emergency situations only. Pretty much to help cut off the natural part of the river that we're in right now. Now if you guys were interested in seeing on how high the water got back in 1921, if you want to know how high the water reached, take a look at the left side. Look through the windows here on the left and look at the chandeliers through those windows. That is how high the water got when the flood hit us in 1921, right there where those chandeliers are at. This building, guys, was only in operation for a couple of months. Opened up back in 1921, and eventually the flood had hit, and they renovated it, and they turned it into a petroleum service building in the 50s, and in 1999, it was renovated again, and they called it 3-inch suites. That's what it's known as today. Now, coming up right here, guys, on the right side, the whole house building coming up right here on the right, called the Aztec Meteor. The Aztec Meteor, guys, right here on the right side, has a large statue in the top with the tongue sticking out. Now, this building, guys, opened up back in 1926 as a silent movie theater. They're not movie shown there anymore, but they do have live band from the upper levels of the Aztec. It is the only Aztec theater we have here in this state of Texas. Over here, guys, on the left side, I want you guys to look at this building over here on the left, called the Ami La Misión del Rio Hotel. Believe it or not, guys, this hotel used to be a school at some point at the St. Mary's All Boys School in 1853. Now, eventually became St. Mary's Law School. At some point, it got crowded. They couldn't really contain all the students they had inside the building anymore, as much as the campus out the west side of San Antonio. It wasn't until 1968 that it finally became the hotel it is today. As we come up past the bridge here, we're going into the Nevada Street Bridge. As we come up past here, it's going to be an optical illusion. It's going to be an illusion of a freestanding wall. It looks like someone built the wall and nothing else behind it. It's like a 2D wall. Small flat wall, like nothing behind it. So we're going to pass the bridge now. You're going to take a look into the left side. You're going to look all the way to the top of the water grass to the left, look all the way up there. That's pretty cool from where you guys are at. It's like just one giant flat wall that's nothing built behind it. That's pretty cool from where you guys are at. That wall, guys, is a part of an actual building called the Nix Hospital. The Nix Hospital was NAX, opened up in 1930 as the first full-service hospital. Right here in front of the boat, you will have this hotel right here in front of us, guys, called the Hyatt Regency. Now, the Hyatt did open up back in 1981. Before they got that building constructed, San Antonio asked the Hyatt to conduct a shadow test. They just wanted to see if this building would cast a shadow over an Alamo. When they saw it did, so they asked them to lower the levels down just a bit. It's not exactly against the law, but it is against military tradition to build a structure that would cast a shadow over any war grounds or monuments. And here in San Antonio, that war grounds at Alamo, it came right here. Take a look here to the left-hand side, guys. You're going to see two double doors from the left, labeled Shelter Plaza de Alamo. That means past the Alamo, you go right through those double doors, will lead you straight over to the other side of the hotel, which is where the Alamo is located at. If you have not been to the Alamo yet, guys, it is something I definitely recommend checking out. It is a symbol of independence and freedom here for the state of Texas. And our path I showed you is definitely one of the easiest ways to get there on the river walk. right now, guys, we're entering one of the busiest parts of the entire Riverwalk. This whole area that we're now going into is called River Square. Now, River Square has a variety of restaurants and shops here. I can say by personal experience, a lot of the food and service here is really good. If you have not eaten anywhere here in the San Antonio Riverwalk, this is an area I definitely recommend coming back to and checking out later. A lot of good places for you to take a look at. Everybody down here very friendly. The service is really good too. Something I would recommend checking out or taking a look at. Down here in the San Antonio Riverwalk, but also the first ones to start having dinner at Temple Riverside, and also ones to actually started putting people on boats and taking them on tours of the downtown Riverwalk. They pretty much set the standards for other restaurants and businesses to follow after them. Guys, we did take it right now to the natural part of the river again. Now we're in another man-made part of the river. This man-made part, guys, is called the Flood Bypass Channel. This bypass channel was added here after the flood of 1921. Oh, sorry. That was the other man-made part of the river we just went into. That's what I meant to say. The whole area, the other first man-made part was the Flood Bypass Channel. That was meant for the flood of 1921, or to contain the floods in the river. This part of the man-made river, guys, this is different. This is actually added here for the 1968 World's Fair. The city wanted to have an easy, simple way of transporting people from the Natural River down to the Hemisphere Park. And the Hemisphere Park was the site of the World's Fair in 1968. Now really, guys, if you got anything about San Antonio, you got to know that 1968 was in fact our biggest year. That year, guys, we were getting ready to celebrate the 250th anniversary of being a city, and we wanted to celebrate with the rest of the world, so we brought the World's Fair down here. And once we had the World's Fair, guys, our population grew. More businesses opened up themselves here in San Antonio, allowing more job opportunities. We definitely would not be the same city we are now, guys, if it wasn't for that World's Fair back in 1968. Right here in front of the boat, guys, you are going to have this hotel quite of us with the two white spikes in the top. This hotel, guys, is called the Marriott Hotel. The Marriott did open up back in 1988. Before they even got that building constructed, guys, what sat there before was another hotel called the Fairmont Hotel. The Fairmont, guys, was a 3-story high building. It opened up back in 1906. One of the oldest hotels here in the city. Also one of the few buildings here actually survived the flood of 1921. Now, San Antonio deemed the building very historic. They didn't want to really tear it down for anybody. The Marriott didn't want to build around it either, so what they decided to do is they decided to relocate the entire structure. And when I say relocate, guys, I mean they rolled the entire building down from that spot all the way down to where it is now, South Alamo and Wova Street. And what they did to prepare for this is they built the foundation first over there. My grandfather helped build the foundation. They drained all the river waters here around us, and they reinforced the Market Street Bridge we're going to go underneath right now. From there, they loaded this entire building on a huge dolly with air pressure tires. And where the Marriott's at today, they moved the building from that spot all the way down here in front of us, because this Marriott wasn't here before either. And they finally got it down to Market Street. Now once they got it down to Market, they took a right and went all the way down to its current spot. Now if you were to walk from this bridge down to the Fairmont today, it's about a 10-minute walk. It's not that far. As close as it is, though, it took 6 entire days to move the entire building. The only reason why it took that long, guys, is they did not want the building to topple over. Had to go as slow as they possibly could, but once they finally got the building to its spot, the city did run the world record for moving the largest commercial building on a set of air pressure tires. Right now, guys, we're entering the convention center, and you're going to notice a number of things here. You're gonna first notice the construction going on here on the right side. I'll talk about the construction. I'll talk about what they're doing there. I'm gonna come back through this area. But what I really want y'all to take a look at is gonna be on the left side of the boat. Take a look here, guys, to the left-hand side. Look at the giant art piece all the way to the top of the building here on the left. The other piece all the way up there, guys, is a tall mosaic piece called the Confluence of Civilization. That is supposed to represent the coming together of Latin American and North American cultures. All the colors you see out there, guys, they're natural stones. The man that designed this mural, his name is Juan O'Gorman. Juan had to go to several countries to find the stones that make up that entire piece. Once he found everything he needed, he cut the stones down in tiny 1 inch by 1 inch tiles. He put the whole thing together all by himself. Over 400,000 tiles inside that mural, he put everything together by hand.
Wow.
What's more amazing to me, guys, not only did he put together by himself but by hand, he was later able to unveil it to the 68 World Fair, and he finished it in less than a year. Finished that entire thing by himself in less than a year. It's cool. And right here in front of the boat, you are going to have this grotto area. Now, right behind the grotto, there's going to be 2 different pathways. You have a staircase on the left and a ramp on the right. Either pathway, you decide to take guys lead you right up to the top of the park, or the hemisphere. Well, the top of the park, where the hemisphere of 68 was located at. You're going to find a lot of historical houses up there. You're going to find a lot of artwork in the park, a lot of museums there as well. And in the middle of the park, though, you're going to find the Tower of the Americas. I'm sure everybody here has seen that tower at least once. It is hard to miss in San Antonio, especially in downtown. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, though, we won't come across it again later. Right now, guys, I want you to embrace yourselves. We are going to experience a slight bumps here, guys. Not the Titanic like. A few little bumps here and there is what you guys should be ready for it. I'm freaking out when we start bumping around here. We're going pretty slow, so we should be okay. But the first bump always comes up right here on the right side first. Right about now. Second bump might be coming up right here on the left, and
We're gonna sing.
right about there. And that's it, guys. Now I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you. With the little bumps right there, that is gonna make it the most exciting part of this entire show, guys. Those little bumps is gonna be the best part of it. I'm sorry about that. Does not get more thrilling than that.
Titanic.
Over here on the left side, you are going to have a lot of construction going on over here to the left. Now what they're doing right there, guys, is they've already knocked down the oldest part of the convention center. In my opinion, guys, that was the part of the convention center they never even used anyways. They just sat there. No matter how big the convention was, what they were holding, they just had it sitting there. So they finally knocked it down. What they're doing is they're getting ready for the 300th anniversary of San Antonio to celebrate in 2 years from now. In 2 years, guys, 2018, San Antonio celebrates 300 years this city has been founded. They're going to have a huge celebration, doing a lot of work out, not just to the park or the convention center, doing a lot of work to the Alamo Dome, the Alamo Plaza, the other parts here in the city. Even us, we're going to have different boats by that time as well. Now, all the preparation for that 300th anniversary I'm talking about. If you're not in San Antonio, I highly recommend coming back here, guys, in April of 2018. That's when we're going to have the celebration.
Sorry.
Take a look right here in front of the boat, guys. You're going to have this bronze statue of a man standing right here in front of us. Bronze statue right there, guys, that is the statue of St. Anthony. He is what the river of the entire city is named after. Back on June 13, 1691, missionaries were passed to parts of the river that was unsettled. They decided to christen the river by hosting a mass. When the eldest mass was on the feast day of St. Anthony, and then decided to name the entire river in his honor. The river then became known as the San Antonio River, and the city was built around it later, adopting the name San Antonio as well. So that's where we get our name from. Not a big mystery like the way it was from our birthday, our birthday San Diego came from. So that particular statue was given to us as a gift from Portugal during the 1968 fair.
I'm glad we were over there. But we had that many. Board over there.
Make it cool. Some splash. It's so hot.
So now guys, we're entering this lagoon area, Riverside Lagoon. What they have down here, what they're doing is they're getting ready, what they're doing, they have down here to be a bunch of restaurants and a food court in front of us. Over 1 million square feet with the shopping centers inside this mall. All the malls operate in the same hours, open up at 10 in the morning. And everything stays open until 6 o'clock today. Only on Sundays when the mall stays open just as early as 6. If you want though, you can hear that music playing right now. That is from an actual band performing. That band performing right here in front of the boat. That band right here in front of us is called the Indian Fusion. I'm gonna keep quiet so you can hear them play real quick.
There's a horse there.
Like I said, they play it every day, but not every single minute. So you guys got to do something. Not everyone at first can be terrible at all. We take a look at you guys to the left side of the another road doctor. People got these roads. The same tours you guys are taking right now. And just like you guys, we are going to hit like the safe spot that we start. That's not be a problem. Right in front of us, guys, you're going to pass this little walking break right here in front of the boat. What I do, guys, I want you to take a look into the left side. I want you to take a look into the left-hand side. I want you to be looking at the big giant tower coming up right here, guys, to our left. But take a look right now. Looking at that tower over there. That tower, guys, is the Tower of the Americas. That's over 700 feet tall. That is 700 tons to the top. And that was the centerpiece of the World's Fair back in 1968. During the 1960s, you had several artists push ideas on what they feel like should be the centerpiece. But obviously one was the tower. So it's still something you can go to today. You can go to the bottom and the top for free. If you're going to buy your ticket, you go to the top. They have all the way up there. It's an observation deck. You can view the entire city of San Antonio from the top of the tower. We also go to the restaurant they have up there. Over rotating restaurant that makes a complete rotation about every hour. You know, not just that tower, guys. It's something I definitely recommend checking out.
I want a snow cone or something. Look at that.
So right now, guys, we're going to go underneath the Alamo Street Bridge. Before I do though, I want y'all to keep an eye out here to the left side. When I pass the tree here on the left, you'll be looking at the big hotel coming up right here, guys, on the left side, called the Hilton Palacio del Rio. Now, hotel, guys, they were trying to construct before the 1968 World's Fair. They're trying to get it done as quickly as possible. But what they started doing, they actually started going to the first floor of the hotel right here on the river. And they started doing the elevator shaft here and the entire outside frame. The rooms were all being built at a central location on the south side of San Antonio, 8 miles from here. Once they would finish the room, guys, they would go completely furnish all the rooms. With all the rooms fully furnished, they'll load a room in a flatbed, drive them downtown, and hook each room to a crane, and actually split all the rooms inside the hotel like a bunch of Lego bricks. As I pass this bridge now, you can take a look here again to the left side. If you're looking at the hotel I'm talking about, you can see what I mean, guys, when I say they stack the rooms on top of each other one by one. The process to complete the hotel took about 202 working days to complete, and he managed to finish the building just a week before the World's Fair even started. Talk about cutting it close. Now, unfortunately, guys, we are now coming to the end of our tour here. I did appreciate you guys coming out with me today. I hope you guys had a good time on the tour. I hope you found the tour a little relaxing. I hope you found it just a little informative. For our job well done, guys, our drivers do appreciate your tips. I'm going to talk about over here to the right side. I want everybody to please remain seated. I will let you guys know when it's safe to get up. Just give me a minute to tell you.